welcome back. We are still at Chicago Midwinter in our beautiful booth here. I am really lucky to be sitting with a good friend from Weave, Adam Sierra. He's going to spend a few minutes with us chatting about all things tech, all things dental, and you.
And
right? So we can touch up on all those things. So tell me how it's been here so far. Anything exciting you've seen that you were like, oh, that's kind of interesting?
I mean, not to be cliche, but the exciting thing is the people.
Yeah.
The energy out here,
relationships.
the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing all the familiar faces. It's like going back and, seeing all the people that you've met over the years. There's so many exciting technologies. Each company is doing amazing things. The practitioners are doing amazing things. The lectures are fantastic.
Yeah.
I think overall, just like, I kind of look at the industry high level, and there's a lot of excitement in dentistry right now.
It's always cool to be in Chicago this time of year, except for the fact that it's ridiculously cold outside right now because everybody here is a dentist or in the dental industry. You can't go to a bar, a restaurant, an activity.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be getting in an Uber after someone that you know is getting out of the Uber. Like it's just like we feel like we've swarmed the town.
Yeah.
I was in an Uber the other night and he immediately said, "Are you a dentist?" And I said,
Oh, yeah.
"Yeah, I am." Guilty. And he's like, "You're like the seventh one I've had today." So it's cool for the energy. It's nice that maybe not all big meetings are dying because I think some are really struggling to continue to stay relevant and to provide value to those who attend. And Chicago Midwinter seems to still be able to hit that out of the park.
I mean, we not to like give everything away preemptively, but I'm on the business side of it.
Yeah.
And a big part of what I do is working with the key opinion leaders at these events. I'm doing well over 100 engagements every year across 8 different industries and soon to be more, right? And dentistry is a big one, but, it's really important to understand post-COVID, Americans are, one, kind of burnt out, but 2, we're really looking for that in-person connection.
Right.
And we're looking to be able to see our colleagues and see our friends and see our reps and our partners in the industry. So there's always going to be a component to in-person meetings. It's super valuable. And I think what dentistry does really well is it evolves and it adapts, right? So if you look at like the wings of an airplane, like there was a flight I was on to Austin because I travel quite a bit doing this gig. And we were going through like a severe storm. There was just a tornado that had ripped through. It was bad. It was like the worst turbulence I'd ever had. And the wings were like flapping like a bird. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And so I asked the flight attendant, I'm like, is this like, she's like, it's the worst turbulence I've ever seen. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm like, what about the wings? She's like, they're supposed to do that. Because if they were rigid, they'd be in a lot more danger. But since they're flexible, they can kind of go with the winds. They can go with the gusts and everything.
That's a great analogy.
It makes it so that it can stay afloat. And so dentistry is constantly changing. I don't, everybody who's listening to this knows that the industry is constantly evolving, but the practitioners are also evolving too. And they're able to stick with the trends. And because of that, the future in dentistry is really bright.
That's awesome. I got a little ahead of myself. I think we should do a little background information.
Why not?
I know, right? Because we got to talk about you. That has to happen. So how long have you been in the dental industry? A little bit about your professional journey that ultimately got you where you are right now.
Well, so I'm Adam. Nice to meet you as I break the fourth wall. My elevator pitch is that I am on a mission to pet every dog in America.
Oh.
My favorite restaurant is In-N-Out, and I'm addicted to Taylor Swift music. So
I think you'll fit in fine around here.
I think that's everything people need to know.
Yeah, fair.
No, so, I'm from Arizona. I come from a kind of a business / winemaking family. My grandfather owns a vineyard. I grew up working in the vineyard with him, and working with the livestock and the vines and the fields and everything. And went to college and I knew that I wanted to get into tech. Mm-hmm. Right. I saw that around in the mid 2010s when I was kind of going through college, I saw how much tech was having an impact on the world. That was when social media was becoming really big. That was when electric cars were becoming a thing. And I knew that I wanted to be a part of that because I've always been really interested in like entrepreneurship and creating and building. So I got a job with Weave. That's where I've been for the past 5 years. I've done a ton of different roles there. And it's kind of been it's been a huge growing experience. It's been an amazing experience too. So I started in sales, ran an account manager team. And now what I do is I work on the marketing and partnership side and work with our key opinion leaders. So all the amazing speakers that you see when you go to these shows, I have the good fortune of working with people like you.
Yeah, maybe a little. So let's talk about the evolution of tech. And you've been at Weave for 5 of the 13-ish years, I think, right? It's been
Yeah.
around. And I'm sure even in the 5, you've seen a massive change. I mean, we know COVID was a big ramp for companies like Weave. They saw a huge bust because they had so many people that needed what they had to solve a lot of the issues that came up with that. So what have we seen in the evolution of that, and where do you think it's headed for not just the admin support stuff that Weave is certainly providing for offices, but just collectively in general for dentistry?
Man,
It's going wild.
yeah, so I think about it in terms of it was in the United States that I think what was it? There was a lot of things that were invented in the United States. The implant was invented in Sweden. The CAD CAM was invented in Germany slash Switzerland. And in 2008, Weave was invented in Utah.
Yeah.
Just out of Salt Lake City. So I think it's one of those, communication technology and digital technology is one of those things that really move the industry forward in a big way.
Yeah.
So I mean, most of the people listening to this are probably familiar with Weave, or at least like the concept of Weave, because we've been in dentistry for so long, right? It's evolved a ton, and we are true to our core concept. One of the things that we were talking about beforehand, I don't know if that got picked up on the recording, but uh, we have core values that we stick to, and there's really 5 of them that drive us. It's the customer is everything, care more, do the right thing, stay hungry, and think creatively. So those are the core values that are really going to guide us through everything. Even though like the platform is going to change and we're going to add new features and everything, that's really the core mission is we serve those who serve others and try to make your life easier. So, we started out as a phone provider, really, and a texting provider. We are still incredibly competent at those things. But now what we've been able to do is add a lot of AI features, right? A lot of things like digital forms, online scheduling, insurance verification. We really see Weave going in the direction of being the partner for the dentist on the business side of their practice, right?
Yeah.
You're busy doing the clinical, you're busy changing lives and working with people's teeth or their eyes or dogs or whatever, industry it is that we're in. We want to make things easier on the business side because so many practitioners struggled for so long, frankly, and had kind of this patchwork of solutions. We're using this company for one thing. We're using this company for another thing. What I love about Weave is that it brings all of those into one easy to use place, and I can feel good about that.
Yeah.
We're in over 34,000 practices now.
And not just dental, right?
Dental.
I don't think people even
Yeah.
appreciate that you have a lot of other markets now that you serve.
Optometry, veterinary, plastic surgery, med spa, physical therapy, mental health, primary care, and more. It's interesting. I work with the KOLs in all of these industries and the speakers in all of these industries. It's so interesting that like 95% of the practice management things are shared amongst those industries.
That's really fascinating. So I don't think we appreciate that.
Oh yeah, like everybody struggles with scheduling, with no shows.
Yeah.
With attracting more patients. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. Everyone's trying to help people with their health care and do that in the most efficient way possible. It's going to, be able to provide a lifestyle for you, and you're going to be able to take care of your employees, right?
Yeah.
So many of those things are in common, but a lot of the opportunities are in common as well. And so that's kind of what we've been looking to build around. I think one of the things that's been really exciting lately is the AI as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people that come on your show talk about AI.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, people like Pearl that we partner with that are doing a lot of great AI on the clinical side. We have our call intelligence feature where it's able to listen to your calls all in the background and give you insights about how your staff is doing on the phone, what your patient's sentiment are, how many of your appointments are resulting in scheduling opportunities, and how many of those are actually converting, right? Because that's going to be more revenue for the practice, and it's going to be better care for the patient too.
Well, and it's so valuable too, because you don't know if your schedule isn't full and you're not producing what you need to produce to pay your bills and make sure your people are taken care of every month. You don't know where the leak is in the sieve. Like, you don't know if it's something that's happening at the front. Is it the doctor's ability to communicate in the back? So call intelligence is really going to start to at least close one of those holes in your sieve to say, okay, well, we're getting satisfaction ratings on our admin team. We're watching how much they're now closing those treatments. So at least we can quantify and say it's not here or it is here. And it might be this specific staff member who needs support role playing, working through a creative solution for that. And then if you find that it's not there, then is it the doctor? Is it the hygienist? Is it the pass off between front to back? There's a lot of places where that falls apart. So the more intel we get along that pathway, the more we can start to really close in on how do we help encourage patients to pursue the treatment that we think is in their best interest so that they can achieve optimal health. And that's all we're really trying to do, is to make sure we hit that mark, right? That if 75% of the patients are walking out the door not getting on the books, then we didn't hit the mark.
Yeah.
So I love the valuable information that we're going to get. The other huge piece that I'm really excited about is how we can advocate for a team. That we get a lot of patients that come in that will say things about our admin team and how they behaved on a phone call, or things didn't go quite to their level of expectation. We're going to have real data to sort of help advocate likely for our team member to say, we were looking through the transcript and actually it looks like we did this, this, and this. And, she's really trying to help and we really want to continue to support her working here in our practice. And now there's a lot better ability for us to provide that to our team. And it's too hard to find replacements. We need to be, as doctors, like really encouraging them to stick around and be with us for a while. And they get beat up a lot.
Yeah.
Dealing with patients every day. And so it's nice that there's some technology that hopefully is going to support them.
100% agree with what you said. Doing this and working with the doctors, the amount of stories that I've heard about, somebody was going to file a complaint with the state licensing board or whatever about something that, the staff member promised them one thing and then another thing happened. And the amount of times that they've been able to utilize their Weave call recordings, say, hey, here's actually what happened. And we have the transcripts, we have the recording right here, and show that your staff was in the right. It's not that like,
well, they made mistakes. I'm not saying that. But
nobody's perfect, but like knowledge is power.
Right.
And information is power. And if it's documented, it exists and you can reference back to it.
That's right.
And so I firmly believe that everybody should be doing call recordings. It's, I've seen the value of it time and time again. And, Weave has been doing call recordings for a long time. And now with the new call intelligence feature, what we're able to do with that is take it to the next level. And okay, let's utilize AI to get some more insights on it. And like you said, that doesn't always have to be, my staff is underperforming or they could do better. It could be my staff is doing really well.
Yeah.
And now I have the material to back me up that I need to give them a bonus. I need to give them a raise. I need to,
pat them on the back, like whatever it is they need. Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree. So one of the other fun things that you do for Weave that people may not know about is you too run a podcast for them. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So it's called the Happy Practice Podcast, and kind of everything in our content ecosystem is under the Happy Practice quote unquote brand. I think it's so important for companies when you're producing content is not to go straight into selling mode. You have to add value before you ask.
Right.
You have to give before you get. You have to, impart something to somebody before you have the audacity to ask them for something in return. Right. And so I host our podcast at Weave, the Happy Practice Podcast. I work on our speaking program, help out with some of our digital content like webinars and social media. And I think the common thread between those is we want it to be 95+% value add. Right. If there's a time where Weave comes up organically and our brand comes up organically, great, and it's natural, awesome. We love that. But the people that I bring on our podcast, we spend time talking about how do you implement change better, right? How do you increase case acceptance? How do you hire and retain outstanding staff? How do you prepare to sell your practice if that's something you're interested in, right? The people in this industry give so much, right? Give a lot. I think of someone like you, I'll get emotional thinking about it just because, you're a mom who's running 2 practices and really giving your all for your patients. And so, anything that we're going to produce that's like tailored for you, we want it to be helpful and we want it to be, to be value added.
Well, and the cool part about it is you're not selling when it's a good product that people like.
Yeah.
Like there's just a natural gravity that will happen. And talking about Weave is not hard for me because I love it. And it's been such an asset for us. And, I will forever be grateful because we took a chance on the company for us before COVID. But then when COVID happened and the response of the company was so swift in creating applications that we could turn on and execute for our team really fast, like the parking lot waiting room concept, or being able to text our patients effectively so that our team could help support us in remote environments. Like now they're working on laptops at home. And now we're giving them freedom. Like it unlocked all these doors in our practice that had we not had the technology in place at that time, one, we would have had to go through the ramp of getting it there in place when we needed it that day. And two, we wouldn't have started to unlock the opportunities of providing admin remote work opportunity now, still today. Even though they can come into the office, how nice is it to say, can you guys start rotating and you each have a day home and you take your laptop and you can do everything that you need to do because we've set our technology and our situation up for that. I would have never, if you'd asked me that 10 years ago, I don't think I could have conceptualized that would have been an opportunity that we would have taken advantage of.
Well, and even like when you're choosing your partners for your practice, your technology partners, it's important to find somebody who's not only just providing what you need right now, but also is staying on top of the trends and really innovating, right?
Absolutely.
You know, we're looking at things, we're continuing to expand in AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're continuing to add new integrations. We want to add more features and we want to make things easier and more integrated for the practice and, you know, kind of grow with you guys and be able to just keep getting better as time goes on.
To hear you say that you want it to be this integrative platform for everything, like I genuinely cannot wait for the day when I can turn off multiple current subscriptions that I have that do this one thing really well. Yeah. And so now I have them in my practice and another application because it's the one thing that they do really well that no one's replicated yet. So you have all these subscriptions, which also means you have all these tech support, myriad of tech supports that you're having to work with to make sure everything's working together. And so it would just make everybody, I think, a lot happier when we have sort of a total coalescence of all these different software systems in practice. So thank you for taking time to sit here and chat with us. And if people want to learn more about Weave or learn more about you or the podcast, how can they find you?
If, as Alphaba says, if you want to find me, look to the western sky. No, I was kidding. For all the Wicked fans out there. No, it's getweave.com, and it's just getweave on all the social handles. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, just at getweave. And on Apple and Spotify, it's the Happy Practice Podcast.
Okay.
And if you want to listen to more of myself, but more importantly, some amazing doctors and office managers and other industry professionals you can learn a lot from.
That's great. Now, do you have your bracelet?
My bracelet?
Yeah, you don't have it. If you're a Swiftie and you don't have the bracelet.
A friendship bracelet. I know. I'm totally
really
disingenuous.
disappointed.
I have like 20 of them at my house, but I don't have them with me.
Yeah, one of our good friends, Josh Austin, when he lectures, he tosses them out. Everybody goes home with friendship bracelets that day. So it's a really cool thing he does.
Oh yeah, when I saw him at Greater New York, he had on his he had one of his Taylor Swift bands.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you a Swiftie?
Oh, he's a hardcore
like, I'm a
Swiftie.
Swiftie.
Yeah, hardcore. Thanks so much.
Thank you.